Well, thanks for tuning in to another episode of Answering the Call. I'm Pastor Chuck Reese, your show host and executive producer. This is a series all about evangelism and discipleship, and we're highlighting ministries all around the world that are serious about doing just that. Our next story comes from Bayonne, Haiti. The president, Pastor Lyle Freed. I know you have a real heart for evangelism. You're a church planner at heart. Let's talk a little bit about the work and how God brought you to Haiti, you and your wife, and what started the work here.
Sure. It started as a fluke. We were doing some well drilling projects with Rotary. Started in 2009. The ministry had been begun by St. Victor Séjour in 2006. But in 2010, when we were traveling about looking at other well drilling projects to see what worked and what didn't, he was the interpreter that came with our driver, and he asked if we'd like to see his ministry. So we came up here and we visited, and we spent the whole day here, never made it to our destination that day. And as we were getting ready to leave, so my wife immediately said, well, we'll be back.
Yeah.
So, and we have been, and she came back 5 times that year, and we've been back several times every year since.
Yeah. Well, you know, widow and orphan care is dear to God's heart. It should be, you know, at the core of the church.
James 1:27.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So be religious about visiting widows and orphans in times of distress. So talk about the vision, the mission, the heartbeat of this ministry.
Well, it started to do just that, to take care of orphans in the area that had no other opportunity, and widows. Here in this culture, the men make the money, so a woman without a husband, when she's been widowed, has no real means. So we wanted to take care of them, and St. Victor started with that purpose, and then from then, after we showed up, he said that they needed an education in this region. They're called the Forgotten People. Again, no outside visitors prior, and so there was no education, there was no opportunity. You basically maybe went to 6th grade, and then you worked the fields, and that was about your only opportunity.
Right.
Some of the poorest people in all of Haiti, which is the poorest nation in the hemisphere. So education became crucial, so we built a Christian school. So now we provide not only the orphans, but the community with a free Christian education. And we want them to go on and further, and we actually scholarship some of them into university and trade schools so that they can come and bring those skills back to the community and then grow this community so that it can begin to develop and grow in the Lord, and then disciple out branches of the ministry in different parts of the region. So there are other pastors being brought up, and the word is going forth.
Yeah, amen. That's good. Talk about the travel. I mean, you know, it was a 5-hour drive from Port-au-Prince, so it's not an easy to get to place.
No, it's a 5 or 6 hour ride to get here from the airport once you land.
Right.
And that's better than it used to be, because it used to be there wasn't even the roads that we came in on. They didn't exist, and it was 4-wheeling the whole way, more of a trail than a road.
Right.
So over the last 11 years or so that we've been working here, we've seen some great improvements. When we first got here, this region was probably 80-90% voodoo. There were voodoo witch doctors. You can see they fly a little flag to let you know where they operate everywhere. And the work that this ministry has done, largely through the work of Pastor St. Victor and some of the other pastors that he's worked with now in the area, that's about inverted. So we're about 80-90% Christian now. But this island as a whole is in deep need to hear the word and to get to know the Lord. And they're ripe for it. The field is white and ripe for the picking. You know?
Amen. Well, stay tuned. We're going to get some more interviews from some of the folks working here with Mount Sinai Ministries here in Bayonne, Haiti. Keep watching.
It was interesting because it's kind of been something I wanted to do for a long time. I was going to a church up in Hutchinson Island in Florida, and that was like one of the first times I heard about like going to Haiti on a mission trip. A few years later, I'm ready, you know, physically, spiritually to come and be a part of it and to help others. And recently I've been talking to my wife about doing more mission trips and getting involved, and so this is our first one together, and we're just super excited to be here.
When we got married, I loved mission, so this is the first mission trip that we get to do together, thank God, and this is the first opportunity that we had that God opened the door for us, and we were praying about it, and the door stayed open. Haiti's always been a place that I've wanted to go, so this is neat that this is the first place I get to go, and it's to help children specifically, so I always found that interesting.
So this ministry is, for me, is excellent. You have like many youngs, and some of them couldn't go to school, and some of the kids who couldn't eat. So with this ministry with Saint Victor, he doesn't see himself, and he sees the community. If you are planning for a decade, you plant like rice, corn, trees. But if you have to plan for a lifetime, you plant people, like education. So that's why we are here. We used to be a place where nobody cares, like the government doesn't know if people here, they exist. Even a police station we don't have. Even a clinic we don't have. Now, with this ministry, we plant on the kids. We are working to give a better life to the people here and to bring them to God too. That's what we're doing.
How would you like to partner with Overcomers TV? Become a ministry partner, spreading the good news about your ministry and Jesus Christ. We're selecting ministries for upcoming episodes of Answering the Call. We can also help you produce your own show. Partnering with us is easier than you think. Just visit our website, overcomerstv.live. Be an overcomer today with Overcomers TV.